Hey everyone, Auntie Corina here, ready for another video full of amazing ideas and ways to work with your kids that will take the fight out of and the head bashing of the two you knocking heads all the time. But first, before we get going, remember to like and subscribe to my channel because it's always chock-a-block full of great tips and tricks for you. And put on that little notification bell because I tell you, every time I put out a new video, you are going to want to see it. So let's get started. All right, let's talk about going out with our kids. I don't know about you, but I don't know how many times I have seen poor mamas with the kids dragging along, or they're crying, or they're fussing, or they're just miserable because we gotta get groceries. I'm sorry, we gotta get groceries, or I have to go and get, diapers, or it's just not an option to delay going to do whatever. So let me give you some of the tips and tricks that I have learned over decades of parenting and running a daycare. So I ran one for 15 years, and one of the biggest things that I did is that because I was home, I would just take them with me to do some of the errands that I needed to do. And that would mean on occasion going out to a grocery store. I tried to avoid that one because that was just a minefield. And with 7 kids, it's just too much. But we had to walk daily to the school and back. We also would go to the mall sometimes, and people would look at me going, "Are those all yours?" And I would say no. And they would be like, "Well, how do you get these kids to all be so well behaved?" This is how I did it. I set them up for success, and I set myself up for sanity. Let me tell you how that works. Before I would go, I would make sure that all the kids had had something to eat. So not just a couple of crackers. I would often take yogurt and banana and mash it up. So I'd give them something that had a little bit of substance to it. Secondly, everybody would have a last drink and a last pee before we went. That kind of prevented, or at least eliminated, the need to, "I gotta pee." If they say I don't have to, tell them to go check for dribbles because pee is really sneaky. After that, and I'd also try and do it right after a nap or when I knew they're still going to be up. So I'm setting them up with being fed, having something to drink, they're not super tired, and they don't have to pee for at least half an hour. Okay, so we've got that. So we get there. So what do? We're on our way. So I would tell the kids as we were getting our coats and shoes on, all right, this is what Auntie Corina needs to do. Or you can say, this is what Mommy needs to do. Mommy needs to go and drop the book off, mail at the mailbox, and then I have to go and get, I don't know, new shoes for your little sister. And then we have to do, let's say, I don't know, get vacuum bags. If you still get vacuum bags, I don't know. We did. And then after we're done all that, if you all help Mommy to do a good job with that, then we can. And then I always threw in something. Sometimes at the mall, they'd have those little toys that they could play on. I would always make sure I say, then we can have some playtime on the toys at the mall. And just by the way, do you think for 1 minute I put in a quarter into any of them ever? They get on there, I'd let them climb around for a few minutes. We'd be shaking them and making noise and do. So didn't cost me a cent, right? Okay. So once we started to do that, and the kids would all be told too, now I need you to hold onto the buggy, hands on the buggy. Again, this goes back to my earlier video when I talked about eyes, right? And I would say to them, eyes, hands on the buggy. Hold the buggy. You gotta help me out. Help Auntie Corina, help Mommy, hold the buggy. Okay, so that way then they know they have to hold the buggy because otherwise mummies get lost. See mummies looking around for their little ones. I tell you, isn't it very silly that you have to help Mummy because Mummy will get lost otherwise? Oh my goodness. There's always a way around it. And it engages them and they feel like I can help. And make sure you do tell them, "Oh, I really like how you're helping. Thanks so much, buddy. Can you put this in the buggy?" Again, getting them involved. And if they're really small, you can still tell them, if they need a little bit of a stretch and a walk, do that. Let them out, but they have to hands on the buggy, okay? So if you find they are getting squonky, you can say to them, "Hey, we've done this. We have this item and then this item." Now, if it gets really squirrely, sometimes you may have to shift. All right, you guys, you know what? You've done really great with 2. I know that you've worked really hard because it took longer than we expected. We're just gonna stop, and then you take them, let's say you're at the mall. So you can use that for example. Then you take them to that little play area and you give them a few minutes. set your watch. I mean, everybody can manage 3 minutes. Really, I know you're busy, but you can do it. And sometimes we do have to kind of, abort mission and not get that last item done, but that's okay. But sometimes you do. And that's when you say, okay, let's get this last thing done. I know you've been doing a really good job and I really need your help with this. So again, you're engaging them. You're getting their eyes. You're getting them to gaze. You're getting tired. I can see, but I really need your help for this, buddy. Or, whatever it is. But I know you can do it. You ready? Are you ready? High five. All right, and off you go. And you get it done as efficiently as you can. And while you're doing it, you remind them, we're almost done. You're doing a really good job. Stay calm. Stay calm. And then make sure you reward the heck out of them. Sometimes that might mean pulling out that little thing of crackers. Try to avoid using that all the time because they have had their meal and you know that it's not hungry, but do bring a toy. Bring a little something that can attach to their stroller that they can play with, or a little board book that you've always got in there if you've only got 1 or 2 in their buggy. That's reasonable. Or you can get them to say, can you find a color? Can you find this? What do you see? And engage them. Just little ways to kind of stop feeling like you're a vending machine with food all the time. I don't know about you, but it got to the point sometimes it was like, really? We just ate? Like, are you kidding me? So, but if you know you've got a longer time, definitely build in your snack time in that. It's a great way to break things up. You get a break, they get a break, and they get a stretch, and they get a chance to have a bite to eat. And yeah, so just remember their attention spans are short. Keep reminding them with your words that they're doing a great job, and remind them that you're almost done. You've done a great job. You guys, we're almost finished, so we can go stop at the park on the way home, or we can have 10 extra minutes because we're done so fast before we get your big sister from school or kindergarten or whatever. So build these things in. You're going to find that by building in these positive times or these few moments where you're actually stopping and kind of you're reinforcing and you're giving them some undivided playtime. Listen, kids love to be pushed on a swing. I know. I did years of it. I don't want to count how many hours I spent pushing a swing, but kids love it. They love being able to climb up and down. Put your phone in your purse. Don't look at it. Give them that 10 minutes of, look at you on the slide. What a good job. You can do it. Come on. And you can tickle them at the end. They're going to find that those 5 or 10 minutes of your undivided, complete attention gives you the opportunity to fill up their attention bank. But it also gives you a chance to be able to say, let mommy finish, and then I'll give you my attention. And they know they're going to get it. So they're going to be much better about actually giving you time. So all of that runs together. It does. Honestly, making sure they've had a snack, they're rested, and they've gone potty. Make sure that you try and be reasonable with what you're expecting from them from age. Do build in 5 minutes for them to stop and have a little run around or a stretch or sit down on the ground and have a little bit to eat or a drink. If you don't have that opportunity, bring a little book or small item that they can play with quietly. Not a tablet, not an iPhone, no electronics, okay? Give them a car. Give her a car. Give them a book, something where they can find things and look and amuse themselves. And honestly, sometimes it's okay to say they're bored and let them just kind of Not all the time, but it happens. You can say, I know you're bored, buddy. That happens, but we're almost done, and then we're going to go. So I need you to stop your whiny voice. No more whining. Eyes. Whining is over. We need to finish this, and then we get to do what? And then they've set you up, and then they're re-engaged, okay? So there you go. That's how you take the out of taking your kids out. You can do this. You can. Parenting is super hard, but when you follow along with what I'm teaching you and what I'm letting you guys know and using some of my amazing, absolutely honed out on the battlefield tips that I learned while I was in the trenches, it's going to make it easier for you, because I tell you, I am all about making parenting easier and simpler because it's way too hard. So hang out. Let me know if you're having how this worked for you. Let me know how this works for you, because I really want to hear. I truly, truly do want to hear from you guys. How are these things working? What do you think of them? If you're still struggling, don't panic. That's what I'm here for. I am here to get you feeling like the amazing parent that you already are. It's tough out there, ladies and gentlemen, moms and dads, boys and girls. It's a circus, and I just want to let you know that you can get the tools and the things that you need to be a calmer, more connected, more intentional, more relaxed parent. I got you back. I really do. So in the meantime, drop me a note. Let me know what's going on. You know that I'm going to be here. We can book a call. You can shoot me a note. I'm always here to help you guys out. No shame ever. Takes a village, and we're building that village right here. All right, you guys, have an amazing day. Have a successful, super successful outing. The next time you go, set everyone up for success because you are a rock star. You are an awesome parent. You can do this. I know you can. So in the meantime, peace out. You guys have an amazing day. Big hugs, Auntie Corina. See ya.